The World Explained: Artificial Intelligence and Human Knowledge. The horizon blushes as light spills over the sleeping earth, and every shadow stretches awake to greet the newborn day. This AI depiction of a sunrise is truly amazing. But is there a real world behind this description, or is it just skillfully combined words floating in a void? To understand why that description sounds convincing but has no sunrise, no sights, no warmth behind it, we need to look at what human knowledge really is and what AI is missing. This is the third part of a short introduction to the most important ideas from my book, Reality Check: Is the World What You Think? Do check out the book if you want to know more. The link is in the description below. In our earlier talks, we learned that people build knowledge by creating what we call nemes. A neme forms when we connect one new experience to another, or to something we already know. For example, we learned the word kangaroo by linking it to the site of the animal, whether in real life or in a picture. But it's not just the name. Every neme also picks up emotional markers, called somatic markers. Whether you saw a kangaroo and were amused by its looks, frightened by the aggressively behaving animal, or pitiful seeing a roadkill, those emotions get attached to your memory of it. Even things like doubts in the accuracy of a fact or trust in the source of information can link to a neme. And each time you encounter kangaroos again, new emotional layers get added. That's why your knowledge is always personal and unique, even if you learn from the same source as someone else. Another reason knowledge is personal is that our sensory experiences are private. My internal sensation of the color blue can never be compared with yours. They are both completely private and indescribable. You might report the sky as deep blue, but those words only activate your private associations with those terms. And when I hear them, they activate mine. The good news is, as long as we agree to call that set of sensations deep blue sky, we can communicate well enough, even if our private experiences differ. Things get trickier when it comes to describing our internal states, feelings like pain, hunger, love, or fear. We don't have external references to point to for these, and we are only guided by our ability to empathize for linking our internal sensation to a correct word. We often conflate envy with jealousy, love with lust, or guilt with shame. We feel these sensations first, and only afterward match them to words that other people use to describe their internal sensations in similar circumstances. So, with all these private, personal components of our knowledge, how do humans still manage to understand each other? The answer is simple. We all live on the same planet, and our sense organs and body systems are built in the same way. That makes it very likely that our experiences are similar enough to communicate reliably. Human knowledge is built on sensations, broken into parts, linked with words, and passed down through language and symbols. We don't each rebuild the entire world model from scratch. Instead, we inherit huge parts of it from previous generations. They divided their experiences in useful ways, gave names to those divisions, and passed them on to us through language and symbols. Each generation adds more, and without that accumulated knowledge, we'd still be living in caves, if not completely extinct. This shared knowledge base is also a strong argument against solipsism, the idea that only your own mind exists. Alone, no single human could have built such a rich model of the world. Now, let's compare human knowledge makeup with that of artificial intelligence. For us humans, the meaning of a word is closely tied to our direct sensory experiences, what philosophers call qualia. When you hear the word red, you can almost see the redness in your mind. Every neme, or snippet of stored knowledge, includes some bits of those experiences. Even the most abstract ideas can be linked to some sensations. For example, the word dollar might evoke a picture of a green paper rectangle, while bomb might bring the sound of an explosion. AI, on the other hand, experiences no qualia and only arranges words and phrases that people have created. AI lacks all three private kinds of experiences upon which human knowledge is built. It doesn't see red or hear explosions the way we do. The meanings of the words for it are only connections between symbols, words, images, and data. As it has no body, it can't link words like pain, fear, or joy to sensations. It doesn't feel anything internally. It doesn't see the world the way we do. A robot might detect the blue color of the sky by measuring its wavelengths, but that's not the same sensation as for a human experiencing the sky. For an AI machine to experience qualia, to truly share our kind of perception, it would need a full human body, with eyes, nerves, hormones, and a brain. It must have exact copies of all the human sensory circuits. Such machines were replicated billions of times, mostly without need for technological advances. They are called humans, but their intellect is not artificial. It has developed naturally over time with the growth of civilization. Because AI can mimic humans so well, we can be easily tricked into believing that it has feelings or a mind. It cannot get mad or hungry, but can skillfully imitate as if it is mad or hungry through generated text, speech, or behavior. But that's deceiving. Just because we judge other people's minds through their behavior, we might assume the same about AI. Yet no matter how convincing it seems, AI doesn't feel hunger, pain, or joy. It has no consciousness. It only links symbols created by humans without ever touching the real, lived sensations behind them. So, AI cannot develop into a superhuman. It is not even at the human level yet. It doesn't have a mind. It's a tool, like a hammer, a robotic arm, or a computer, but a very advanced one. Tools can help us or hurt us depending on how we use them. A hammer is indispensable for driving nails, but you can hurt your finger if you are not skillful enough in using it. And a criminal may still use it to commit crimes. Yet nobody suggests banning hammers. Instead, we learn to use them responsibly. The same goes for AI. Instead of panicking about AI replacing humanity, we should see it for what it is, a powerful but mindless tool. As for the foreseeable future, even advanced AI won't have a mind. That said, we do need to adapt. We should remember that not everything that looks, talks, or writes like a human is actually human. We also need to be skeptical of images, videos, or statements because they can now be generated by AI. The best defense against AI-created misinformation may be other AI systems trained to spot fakes and sort truth from falsehood. Imagine an AI-powered historical archive that quickly retrieves accurate data and debunks causally incompatible alternative facts. Of course, AI can be dangerous if given harmful goals. It can act independently and inventively to achieve those goals. But it won't be the only AI machine out there. We can counter one system with another aligned to human values. Importantly, AI can't set its own global goals. Without personal sensory experiences, it can't develop an independent world model. It may only exist if fed with humans' training data. The bottom line is, AI won't destroy us by itself. But like every tool, it can make it easier for us to destroy ourselves, depending on how wisely or recklessly we choose to use it. For a deeper dive into this topic, and for answers to even more questions, check out my book, Reality Check: Is the World What You Think? The link is in the description below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss the next one. Thank you for watching.